Multiplying integers. So now we're doing multiplying integers. We've already done the addition and subtraction. Do not throw things in my classroom, Tommy. All right. So on the last Monday of the 2014-2015 school year, we are doing multiplying integers. The multiplication of integers. We are done after next Tuesday. So a week from, or next Wednesday rather. It is the last Monday. We don't have school on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Yep. Monday. Let's see here. All right. So multiplying integers is easier than subtraction. Okay? Stop talking. Multiplying integers is easier than subtracting the integers because there's no signs that we have to flip. There's no additive inverse or anything like that. So it's just two rules essentially that we have to do. So we'll just do the first one right off the bat. When multiplying the product of two integers with different signs will be negative. When multiplying, so I could just say the product of two different signs is going to be negative. I guess I could just erase that when multiplying. Excuse me. The product of two integers with different signs will be negative. So just as a reminder, a product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So, for example, if we have 5 multiplied by -2, the product is going to be negative because it's one sign is negative, one sign is positive. So it's two different signs. So I could do it. I could also do it algebraically. I could say, I'll go with capitals. A multiplied by -b is equal to -c. Yes. Yep, and I'll mention that as well. Actually, I could just do it here. Actually, let me do the other rule. Then I'll say the easiest way to tell if it's going to be positive or negative. So we have 2 the product of two integers with the same sign is positive. The product of two integers with the same sign is positive. Yep.
What if two integers were if they were the same sign?
Mm-hmm.
If it was negative.
What if it's negative? According to this rule that we just did, I'll show a demonstration of that, but according to this rule that we just did, if we did have two negative integers, those are the same sign, so it's positive. So let's see an example. First, I'll do it algebraically. The opposite of A multiplied by the opposite of B is equal to a positive C. How about, and then also, I guess I could do this too. So there's algebraically. Yes. Yep. Two positive make another positive. Think about what you've been doing since second grade. 5 plus 4 is positive 20. Wait, 5 multiplied by 4 is positive 20. It's like, yeah, remember third grade when you didn't know how to add? No. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. CP. So we have negative 3 times negative 4. Since there's two negatives, it becomes a positive 12. Think of it as being a double negative. How in English, which is one of the only languages that has double negatives, English we have double negatives, and whenever you say a double negative, you mean a positive. Like, don't not sit down. Yeah. Don't not stand up. Good job, guys. All right. All right, so it's double negative. So that would be a positive. Also, another way to look at it, once again, is if we do the thing that we did similar to the let's see here. So remember how we had these guys? Let's see here. If we had a negative 3 multiplied by negative 4, it's one of those situations where you could take this, flip it again, like that. Remember how we did that the other day? So once again, it's so it goes to the sound of queen, negative, negative, positive. Okay. Negative, negative times the positive. Okay, so and that could go any which way. Well, I guess we'll go. It is. I will, but not recording. I'll do it, just not for YouTube.
Yes, you have YouTube would.
No. Negative Nancy.
Yeah, he's so negative about everything. Oh, you got over that. Two negatives are not
Yep. Ooh. That's 4. Can you make it a little bit more like the 4 that we know? Nope, not that program.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You can scribble, 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 scribble. Yeah.
Why did I keep doing that?
Did you forget how to do 4?
No, okay.
Yes, there we go. Good.
Okay.
Awesome. So pick anybody else. So what Abby just did was a good strategy. She knows the property. Go ahead and pass it off. She knows that it's going to be the same thing as if it weren't negative, but then you just add a negative sign at the end. She multiplied 5 times 8, which is 40. And then at the end, she put a negative sign in there. That's a good strategy.
Thank you.
So if you're familiar with the property, go ahead. So if you're familiar with the properties, you can be sure to get the part that you already knew, the stuff that you've been doing for 4 years, and then move along from there. Quinn? Please put the sign. How many times have I told you that this year? Thank you. Oh. Negative 32. Good. Okay. And pick a boy to do this one. Mm-hmm. What's what? It's a bubble letter. And people, a lot of students, I realize over the last couple of years, confuse the term bubble letter with block letter. These are block letters. My Chicago White Sox flag, those are block letters. That's a bubble letter. So Miguel just had a negative times a negative is a positive.
Good job, Miguel.
Mandrew, wow, on the corner of my eye. Oh my goodness. All right, so Mandrew just did a negative times a negative, so he did it normal. He just ignored the negative signs because he knows that property that when you multiply a negative number times a negative number, it becomes a positive number. So 2 negative. So one more thing that I'm going to talk to you about, because there are some questions with 3 of them on there. This will be 3. Is it 3 or 4? Roman numeral.
4.
What if there are more integers? What if there are more integers? Whoa. So what if there are more integers? This is just a rule of thumb. There are going to be some three operations that we have. But what if there are more integers? An even number of integers will have a positive product. So if you have an even number of I guess I should say, negative, yeah, there. An even amount of negative integers. So if we have 7, I can do an example. I'll do an example for you. I'll do an example. Then the last 20 minutes of class we'll have for homework. Yes. I do have to do a Mighty Voice, but I'm not going to do it on YouTube. An odd number of negative integers will have a negative product. So for example, so is that product going to be positive or negative? I want everybody to copy it down. Nick? Or Mandrew. Sorry, Mandrew. You're Nick. Gosh. It will be negative because, look, we have 1, 2, 3 negatives there. It's an odd number, so our product is going to be negative. So what would it be anyway? That'd be a big number. So we got negative, we'll just go 30 times 5, which is 150. 150 times 2 is 300. 300 times 3 is 900. So it's negative 900. Okay? Good. And we're going to have a quiz on Wednesday over integers. Wednesday. Because tomorrow we're going to do some division. It's going to be very similar. What song? The ABCs or the Jackson 5's ABC? Ah. So are there any questions before I show my art skills? No? Yes, ma'am. Extra? Okay. So here's the difference between block lettering and bubble lettering. Block lettering. Yeah. That's a block letter. A bubble letter.
It's like round. I love that. A block letter or a bubble letter. It's just easier. Bubble letters look too hard. It's an M.
It's an M. Looks like a camel. So there we go. Do we have to show your work? Now, there's a couple of them. I think I had the numbers pretty low when I made this. Oh, I didn't do any 3-numbered ones? I made this too easy for you. No, if you're confident enough that there's no way that you can get these multiplication wrong, no, you don't need to show your work. Yes.
When's the last time you entered grades?
I think